Welcome to I'm From the Internet, a podcast about the internet, its users, and their consequences. I am deceased comedian Winslow Dumaine, sitting here with internet historian Jay Brandstetter. Jay, how have you been in the last 60 seconds?
I was kind of thinking, have you ever yourself had an experience with like a body part of yours, that a former body part or something? Because I actually do now that I think about it.
No, man. What could I have lost?
I don't know.
Foreskin.
You collect all kinds of. Maybe you still have like your umbilical cord or something.
I don't have anything like that. No flesh of mine, I suppose. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Nothing like that. I'm not as gross as people seem to think. People think that I'm like a rockabilly like slime guy, but it's nothing like that at all. I don't know. But parts of you are falling off?
Yeah, it's also kind of fun. It's like I've kind of always been like this, I guess. Back when I was 6, I think I was losing my baby teeth. And my mom was one of those people where she had this big hang up about soda. And she was always like, oh, you can't drink soda. You know, soda will dissolve teeth overnight. And so when I lost my tooth, I was like, I'm going to test my mom's hypothesis. So I got a little soda cap, and I filled it with Coca-Cola, and I left my baby tooth in it overnight, and it was still there next morning. I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Like, I did eventually sort of start rotting away. Basically, someone told me something. I was like, nuh-uh, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I was like 6.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks completely. I don't think I have any of my teeth. I think I have like an ex-girlfriend's tooth somewhere. It's because I don't think I ever threw it away, but she gave it to me fucking a decade ago. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like that's the thing that I struggle to explain to people, is that there's like some goth people that are into like roadkill, carnage, animal skulls and shit like that. And then there's the goths that are into like swords and sorcery and majesty and all that. But I'm like rust and decay, chain link fence and bolts and rust and rot, and like the detritus of a failed industrial society. That's my bread and butter. So the meat stuff doesn't really blend in with any of that. And it's also increasingly illegal. Like you can't sell human remains at a lot of these oddities shows for obvious reasons. So I don't fuck with any of that, actually.
Yeah, I think the closest I ever came to that was at one point I was thinking it might be funny to get Fred a raccoon speculum as a gift, but I never got the chance to do that.
Oh yeah, dude, they sell those fucking things by the barrel, man. I'm not even kidding. There's so many speculums at these shows. And yeah, I did have somebody reach out to me saying that they were getting their uterus removed and they wanted to find someone to preserve it. And when I said I didn't really know anyone who would allow for you to take it home, and I was curious, I didn't think that it would be possible because of laws, like to find someone professional to do that kind of work. When I told them that I didn't think it would be possible, they got really mad at me because they thought that I was saying that it's not possible because you're trans. And I was like, no, I'm saying that it's not possible because what you're trying to do is have people do work on medical biohazards. So I don't know. That was a whole weird thing. Keep your guts inside as best you can. And if you can't, dispose of them properly. That's the going opinion of the pod, I'll say. Trans rights are human rights, but also I don't think you're going to find somebody who's going to like mount your uterus like it was a stag head. We have to be a little reasonable here.
Might be more fun to make like a stress ball out of it or something. Like you're having a bad day, you just grab your uterus. You're like,
Yeah, man. Legit. I feel like I've looked up the definition of barbecue, and I feel like it's been pretty disappointing. But the sign that I'm looking at here is a snippet of a news broadcast, and it is BB-Q foot smoker. That this guy just made this sign with like a Sharpie on a bunch of different pieces of printer paper that he's then like tacked to the wall to like a pole here as a sign pointing towards his garage to show people the human foot in the smoker. is BBQ, is it supposed to be barbecue or is it barbecue? Is it one dash or two or none? What am I getting here?
I never used a dash. I just said BBQ, like spelled it out.
Yeah. Whenever I'm on Pornhub, that's dumb. That's an easy joke. I don't even go to Pornhub. I was going to say whenever I go to Pornhub, that's my search is not BBW, BBQ. That's like, come on. Steve, cut in a toilet flush sound effect because that's what I deserve.
Big, beautiful quiz.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, big, beautiful Quincy. John Quincy Adams.
Big boy Quincy, I call him.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm glad this sign was on the thing, too, because a really fascinating part of this to me is the way he talks about it. It's like he's making all this money off of it, but then you actually see it, and it's super low rent, and I sincerely doubt that he had very many customers, because, yeah, it's just like a sign. Like, if you're driving past this, you wouldn't be able to read it, basically. And then the actual admission sign, he's charging people to look at the leg. Like, he has the smoker set up in his garage, and if you come there, there's like another piece of printer paper. It says $1 kids, $3 adults. It's like tucked behind a drain pipe on his wall. And so you just come there and ring in his doorbell and you're like, I want to see the foot, and give him money, and then he'll take you to your garage and open it and be like, there's the foot.
Motherfucker, you got 2 foots. Take off your shoes. You'll see both of them. You can tickle them. Fuck. I have to say, one of my favorite things of the it's just like a cute little thing that you see in people that are like a little bit dog-brained is that one, we all know the joke of like you're making a sign but you don't predict how big your lettering is, so you start to like curve the letters off or they get tighter towards the end. He didn't do that here, but he did do a couple things with this sign that it is a big 1 dot, and then the OO for the pennies of it is the OO, he connects them like he was doing cursive, like 2 O's. And underneath it says kids, but the letters are a little too squished together. And then 3 with 2 cursive O's for adults. And that's also written by, you can tell that he holds the pen in a fist. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's a sign that was clearly written by a guy with an 8th grade education. It's very, very exceedingly low rent.
Yeah, like thinking that adult business just works like a lemonade stand when you're a kid, or you just put a sign up and then people come and give you money. It would be cute if it was coming in a funnier context.
Yeah, this is pretty rough.
Yeah, and we have another good chyron here from the local news. Foot fight as they prepare to have a battle between John and Shannon over who gets to keep John's foot.
Yeah, we don't need any of that.
So here's another really good one. John Wood lost leg twice.
Lost leg twice is amazing. And yeah, again, like he's definitely more charismatic. Like he's immediately more trustworthy. I am so uncomfortable down here, dude. Like the reason why, like the listener can't see it, but like I'm just recording this podcast in this shitty wooden chair, and I'm like, I cannot get comfortable because it's like I'm in like a little torture cell from the medieval times because I can't stretch my legs out down here, so I'm like all folded up. And so you see more of my knee in the camera than my face right now.
Well, you're in luck, Winslow. I see there's this thing called the ass gasket. I think it would be perfect.
That's what I need. Oh, my God. Yeah, so we've got this buck-toothed galoot, and he's clearly got good humor about it all, but like understandably he wants his foot back because it's connected with his father's death. And like regardless of whether or not his father made money or had a furniture store or whatever, it's just like, just give the fucking foot back, man. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, and also one thing about the picture, so that he's very shiny looking. He was he was dealing with addiction at this time, so he is pretty visibly hopped up when he's on these TV appearances.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, like if you see him in motion, he's very twitchy and sweaty, and sometimes he'll like say kind of a non sequitur and trail off. Like he was you could tell he even later talks about, he says it's like alcohol and cocaine were usually what he would like drink and do a couple of lines before he'd go on stage. So he'd like I said, he was going through some stuff, working on it.
Yeah, I bet. That definitely looks like it. Bummer for him. I hope he got the help that he needs.
And just so with this sort of being a known thing at one point, like since Shannon keeps refusing, eventually John arranges a meeting with him and the local news to try and argue for his leg. Like, be like, let's just talk about this. And instead, like, he has a whole thing prepared and he's talking. And Shannon just stands there mean mugging him and smoking and trying to intimidate him. It's just very, very pathetic.
Oh, God. Jesus, yeah. And it's just like a guy with, like, you're arguing with a guy with a peg leg, which is like, dude, the sympathy is on his side no matter what. And then, yeah, this is just such a tableau because it's in front of the Dollar General. And you've just got a guy standing next to, like, not a nice car, but just like a sedan. And he's got his shorts on and he's got his peg leg. And he's got his prosthetic, I should say. And he's just a good 15 feet away from Shannon Fizz Pop or whatever, and just like, please give me my leg back. Like, can I buy from you my leg? It's literally, I made it myself. Nothing has ever been more made by me. That's my leg. And the guy's just like fucking glowering at him. There's this up close picture underneath it where it's just like, you can see fully Shannon is looking down at this guy, and you can see the reflection of him in his, like, racist guy sunglasses, and you just see this dog shit goatee. Oh, man.
He looks like Steven Seagal in this picture with how zoomed is.
That is exactly it. This is a Steven Seagal thing.
Now listen here, motherfucker. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab your wrist. Like, he's about to do that.
Yeah, no, what he would do is, like, he would just do it in, like, a fake Ebonics accent. Because Steven Seagal, as you know, has what does he play?
He wants to punani, according to his song. Yes,
he wants to punani, of course. Jesus Christ!
Yeah. A very fun detail of this tableau is that Shannon has a bum leg of his own, so he has a cane. So there's like this parallel. Like on one hand you have the man without a leg, on the other hand you have a man with like a bum leg, and they're just sort of staring at each other.
Yeah, I mean, Finders Keepers is a good name for this documentary, but A Leg to Stand On would also be good. But I guess that's already an Oliver Sacks book. Or no, that's Bill Bryson? I don't know, whatever. I think, no, it's Oliver Sacks, who we've praised on this podcast. There's an article that came out recently that says that, like, a lot of his most interesting stories are completely fake. Which is, we don't have time to go into it, but, like, I've lost so much in the last couple years, but Cormac McCarthy was a creep, Oliver Sacks made it up, and then a bunch of other personal life shit. I have no heroes. I have nobody left. Like, it's so shocking. Oh, man.
Sucks,
you know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, this guy definitely, I can just imagine him slurping some chili out of a can, you know what I mean?
God, yeah, and like one of his quotes from this, he's like, "I'm pretty smart. I'm sure you all figured that out by now." Like he thinks that this is making him look good. Like this is him playing 5D chess. He says so many like dumb guy trying to sound insightful quotes. I pulled my favorite one up here. I transcribed it. So anytime you do something that's fun, you like to do it and make money doing it. Hey, it's a win-win-win. And anytime you can win-win-win, you're win-win-winning. You know, if you're just winning or win-winning, that's just winning or win-winning. But when you're win-win-winning, you're win-win-winning. Prove that wrong.
Yep. The only person who's win-win-winning is Winslow, motherfucker. Oh boy! And then this is great. He was covered in Chinese.
Yeah, that's China. This made international news. I could kind of just like this is funny on its own, but also like internationally, this is like a very funny like Americans live like this kind of story. I could see.
Yeah, man, this is rough. This is not a good look for us. We should have like tamped down on this a bit, you know? It's like when Israel, that one settler was so ugly that Israel started saying that it was anti-Semitic to post photos of him. And like, because he's like so shockingly hideous that like all of these photos were showing up of him like, you know, brutalizing some Palestinian people. And there was this huge response. They're like, this is AI made by an anti-Semite. No, that's just what that guy looks like. I think the American government should have done this with this story where they're like, no, this is just a Tim and Eric sketch. This isn't real. Americans aren't like this, I swear to God.
You're so right. And even like Eric Wareheim would play Shannon and Tim Heidecker would play John.
Legit, like not even exaggerating. They like the same body type and everything. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and so Shannon keeps refusing, and eventually he tries to bargain and say that he'll cut some kind of deal where he could give John a cut of the profits or pay him a fee every month for basically he wants to lease his leg and keep it.
Like, this guy cannot be making that much money.
Exactly. Like, this seems like a very fake it till you make it thing. Like, I could totally see him being one of those people who does like the fake, like Zelle updates or something on their phone to be like, oh, look at all the money I'm making. You better buy an ass gasket before we run out. Like that type of thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess I haven't thought about Zelle fraud. I don't have to because I make all the money on my own ass gasket privately. But like, it's just so funny because like I'm the demographic. I mean, like, I know I just got done explaining that I don't have any of this like morbid bullshit in my house, and I'm actually kind of tired of it all. I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't pay any money to see a human foot. God, I wouldn't want to go out of my way to hear the story of somebody getting murdered. Like, I don't care. It's a bad, gross thing. My life's sad enough as it is. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, like, I'm the opposite. It would rule if you were, like, rich to just, like, buy a old storage unit and then track down the original owner and be like, here's your stuff.
Yeah, like, that would be fucking awesome. My God.
You want to get on the news, that's an adorable human interest story. Like, again, if you weren't such a greedy asshole, you'd be way more successful at this.
Yeah, fuck, man. Like, a tiny peek behind the curtain for me is that I really like buying people treats and presents and flowers and dinner and stuff. And I can't do that with the person that I usually do that with. And so now I'm just like going through my contact list being like, hey, can I send you dinner? I miss taking care of somebody. And it's like, you could have done that. You could have just done the nice thing with your money. Fuck. Dude sucks.
Yeah. And like I just mentioned, like all these profits seem theoretical and based on just the trends continuing. Like, one point he talks about making T-shirts to sell, and like the "I am friends with the Footman" shirt. Like, as a professional merch person, I figured you'd have some opinions on these.
If he actually was an interesting personality, if he did stand up, if there was something more to him than the fact that he accidentally acquired a foot, if there was actually something interesting about this guy, it's not bad. Like, it's not the worst. Like, John Michael Bond is a friend of mine, and he had some merch that just said, I met John Michael Bond during a difficult period in his life. That's really funny. I wish I thought of that. Right? But yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with his merch. It looks insane in a way that, like, people today would go out of their way to try to make it look insane. I don't think that he designed it. But, yeah, it's Foot Smoker Barbecue Grill. It's designed to look like a restaurant t-shirt. And then the other one, it just says, I am friends, and a big goofy picture of his face with the Footman, and then 2 pictures of a severed foot.
Yeah, I feel like when you live somewhere like this, you by default know someone with a T-shirt press who's always trying to like make money off of it. That you can hit up to make these.
You do. Yeah, absolutely. You know people that are trying to make shirts for the local like 5K or whatever.
Yeah, and then another one he made is it says Foot Smoker Barbecue Grill, like a fake restaurant thing. So that one's so inscrutable. It's almost funny. Like, if you don't know the context, just somebody wearing a Foot Smoker Barbecue Grill, it's like Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage type humor.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen, but again, like, it doesn't matter because the guy sucks.
Yeah, and I think but the best argument that these things weren't selling, it wasn't making money, is that when they did the Kickstarter, the shirts were stretch goals. If you donate $100, you'd get one of the I Am Friends of the Footman shirts.
Yeah, those are just not moving. No, man, nobody gives a fuck about you, man. Give the foot back. If like you're not going to be in the history books, but if you want to be a footnote, you'd give the foot back. No, fuck, man.
God, yeah. And plus, I think like John should have started selling the Footman as my enemy shirts, because like I think there's a lot more demand for that. Yeah, fuck this guy. I would buy one of those. That's way more interesting. What happened between you and the Footman? Who's the Footman? You know? Exactly. Yeah, and also just a very fun part of the local news stuff is seeing people just dunk on this whole concept. Like, my favorite one was like for the Fox Charlotte report, which it looks like a set for G4. This does not look like a local news set to me. Yeah, God, that is a type of man that I have not seen in a long time, where his hair is so like model clay on his head, and he's like, you would define him as metrosexual, but you know that this guy has some slurs up his sleeve, but it's just a guy with like clip-on hair who's like a young guy trying to look as pretty as possible, looking at the camera, and it says, the last big question. Who should get the foot? 83% say the original owner, 17% say the new owner. Yeah, because of course, the only people saying the new owner are libertarians.
You know?
Yeah, God. Him and his co-host, they show the footage of like that sign. I mean, and they're like, who would pay to see this foot? And then she responds like, who would take their child to see this foot? Because he had the separate child thing. Like, it's just so, God. And then there's John on the same show looking super sweaty.
I trust that he's on dope, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't call it dope, but he's on uppers, and I get that. But I don't know. I think that his eyes are pretty glassy. But other than that, it's just that 99% of people are not prepared to be on TV, be on stage, let alone a TV. And so, like, during the couple times that I've been on TV, you know, I do more preparation than these guys ever have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so the part of this spreading so far, that he actually got invited to fly to Europe, both John and Shannon, to be on a talk show and talk about this. And like to give you an idea of how bad his addiction was this time, John took his drug dealer to Europe with him instead of the family member that was taking care of him. Like, that's how like in the hole he is right now.
But then, like, why take the dealer? You know, like, that's just bizarre. Like, you would think it would just be hard to like just. Maybe you have some contact out there, but I don't think dealers work like that. They're not international. Most of them, you know?
Yeah, and it's like the idea of your drug dealers taking their stash with them onto the plane or something.
Yeah, that's not happening, you know? Yeah.
You know, we've been doing this so far. We haven't seen the leg once so far. Like, that's one of the things, like, yeah, and like Shannon never shows off because he's trying to get people to pay. And John, like, he admits later that he's just not really comfortable with it. Like, this is the one time he pulls out because he got drunk and high, and the host to talk to him, and in that he's like, yeah, I'll do it, sure. And then, so yeah, they did get by himself, just him holding the mummified foot.
How did he come into possession of it?
I think it's because Shannon brought it with and then
because it's interesting because he's center framed and there's nobody on either side of him. So him.
Now I remember. It's a third party had been holding onto the leg. They were keeping it at a funeral home, and I'm assuming that they brought it with them for this show so they could show it off. And so that's why he has it. It's like it's being held in escrow, I guess.
I was gonna say that exact thing. It's held in escrow.
And also, like, another element to this, so, like, he does get kicked out of the house a little bit after this because, like, people are, like, his sister's mad that he, kind of slighted her like that. He's still slipping up and doing drugs. And also, like, his whole reason for ostensibly wanting this leg was a memorial for his father. And his family is like, we have to grieve twice because first we lost our dad, and now this leg just keeps going and keeping this wound from healing. And, like, they're like, we want this stuff to wrap up. It's been years now.
Yeah, it's like admitting that you've failed. Because here's the other thing that could have happened is that he just admits that he was wrongheaded about the whole thing. Shannon does. Like, or John just gives up and then it just goes away. And then eventually the other guy just gets tired of it because nobody's going to stop and keep buying it or keep paying to see it. Or like it'll just kind of overwhelm him because he's going to get so much negative press about it. And then eventually he would try to sell it to John just wholesale. There's no way that this guy doesn't end up with the foot, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, totally. And then another thing after this is this gets big enough that he actually gets to be on Judge Mathis. People from Judge Mathis see the local news stories about this and are like, this is a hell of a story. Would you like to come on our show and settle your dispute in our small claims court?
Yeah, small claims court doesn't exist. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Like it's unenforceable. I had an ex-girlfriend that took fucking forever to give me my stuff back. And I left a ton of stuff at her place and she would not talk to me. And I was like, look, if either you give it back or I'm taking you to small claims court. And I got it back the next day because of course I did. But it's not like that would have done anything. You would just go to a judge.
She's not a business, yeah.
Yeah. You would just go to a judge and the judge would say, yeah, it sounds like that's what she should do. And then you just have to move on.
Yeah. And plus, it's interesting. I never really thought about that. But yeah, it makes total sense that judge shows would poach people from local news stories. Like, yeah, there's probably someone whose job is to do that. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this was actually much like with Amy's Bacon Company. This was the season premiere. This was a big viral thing, and they wanted to cash in on it. So there they are on Judge Mathis, split screen, that classic mid-2000s graphic design, still in standard definition.
Yeah. Looks bad. Looks very bad. He still has the same sweaty-ass goatee. And the other guy is, he's a little bit more put together and definitely more sympathetic. But you can tell that they're both going through some shit. One of them being that he's a sociopath and the other guy being that he's dealing with the death of his father in a very strange way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course Judge Mathis has fun with this, but very obviously he sides with John. It is very good after all this time to see somebody finally just tell Shannon to his face, you're just trying to get famous off of this man's leg. Counterclaim dismissed. Keep the leg. Then that's it. He's just fuck. They have their fun, but there's no debate. He's like, no, give him his leg back.
Yeah. Good. I mean, hopefully. Well, did that do anything?
Yeah, it actually did. Shannon agreed to do it because he assumed he would win, and then when he didn't, he was very mad. But he had handed it over, so this happened, and so John not only got the leg back, but when he was there, the producers for Judge Mathis saw how strung out he was, and they helped put him in rehab. They were like, there's a rehab thing in California near here. We could send you there. And get you some help. We have a connection or something, and so he got clean. He got rehab and got help through this show.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Really cool.
Yeah, I hope that it helped.
Yeah, especially considering that was one of my notes here is considering the relationship between Rehab and Dr. Phil as crimes against humanity. I hope the relationship between Rehab and Judge Joe's is a little nicer, but it did work out for John at least.
Yeah, that's good. Rehab can be a good thing for sure.
Especially in the American South, almost every story about addiction in American South hinges on the fact that there isn't any support or resources like there are in New Jersey here. One thing Fred told me when we were going through rehab the first time is that at one point when he first got his money, people told him to move to Florida to avoid paying taxes, but he stayed in New Jersey. He's like, I like living here. I don't mind paying for it. And then, the fact that he had that support was probably a big part of why he was able to get those last couple years in, because he was able to get help he needed instead of just being 12-step programs or slave labor.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking brutal. The South is not terribly kind to its people by law, but they still have dignity and deserve to be treated as human beings,
Yeah, and so he does get the leg, but the story keeps going for both of them. So John is he has the leg. He wants to resume, make a memorial out of it. But the quote he has to get the flesh removed from the leg is $15,000, which I gotta say is bullshit. You can buy carrion beetles online for $50. Yep. This would be pretty easy to DIY.
Yeah. Dermestid beetles are not hard to acquire at all. That's kind of a big part of the industry over here. You can clean a skull with dermestid beetles. It just takes a long time. Then you have to decrease it. But yeah, it's
and also just on the website to buy them. I love seeing a generic drop down menu template, but it says stuff like, "How long does skull cleaning take?"
Yeah. Yep. I've made the mistake of boiling out skulls and all that. You want to clean them through dermestid beetles. They'll actually, it keeps the bones intact.
Yeah, I think that's how forensic do it, is they basically have a slow cooker that they use to get the meat off of the skulls.
Yeah, it just takes a long time.
Yeah. Luckily, an amateur forensic veterinarian named Katie Wilk was watching Judge Mathis and saw him on there, and she reached out to John because he talked about the leg and wanting to do it, and she was like, hey, I can help you with that. And so, there she is with all of her her amateur taxidermy. Mm-hmm. Looks like there's a horse skeleton behind her or something. But
something.
Again, after so much time with Shannon, it's great to see another nice person who's friendly. It's just oh, come in, I'll help you. It's really cute.
Yeah. Hopefully that worked out for him.
All right. You ready to see a mummified foot up close?
Sure.
There we go. Look at that. Yeah, the thing that surprised me is I didn't think about it, but after the plane crash, he must have laid there for a while because the lividity is all on the bottom of the foot, the blood pooled. I did take one forensic science class, but I'm just guessing, but that's what it looks like to be all the blood pooled in his foot. I wasn't expecting it to be a two-tone foot.
Yeah, definitely wasn't expecting the two-tone here. Very glossy. Definitely the calf portion looks like a tamale, and then I'll be honest. That the bottom half looks like a glowing plum. So thank you for the listener Glowing Plum who submitted the story. Yeah, it's definitely a two-tone here. I didn't expect it to have as much swollenness left after all of this time and being smoked.
Yeah. And he talks about how thanks to his recovery and he's not as uncomfortable touching it, and that's why he's happy to show it off. So now we have an update for Shannon to get into. Shannon's payoff for all this was he did finally get to be on TV. He got to be in a single episode of a 2013 single-season Discovery Channel reality show called Dukes of Haggle.
Oh, man. The Americans, interest, this bizarre, overlong interest in the bearded hill folk of hillbilly types, like Hillbilly Elegy and Blue Collar Comedy Tour and the Dukes of Hazzard and the Dukes of Haggle and all of that. It's just so embarrassing. Without exception, it's just the same character types over and over and over again. Just big bearded guys being losers. Yeah, and you're right, Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, Duck Dynasty had started the year before, so it sounds like this is them just trying to conspicuously chase the bearded hit crowd.
Yeah, it's all pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's a reality show about auctions and bartering. So it's just like a bunch of like, they just go out to like flea markets and record these guys selling stuff. And I guess it's kind of trying to be Pawn Stars, but to go.
Yeah, it's just like the guys, the pickers, the Midwest pickers.
Yeah, the American pickers.
Yeah, where they just like go into some guy's barn and they're like, "Give me this wheel," like that's their whole thing. And that's like, again, it's like television for fucking who, man. Again, to mention Panic World, they just did a whole thing about how YouTube is TV now and it sucks. But it's also like, it's so much more like well put together in terms of delivering information, where like you can learn more about a topic in a 20-minute YouTube video than in an hour-long full documentary on TV because of how much extra slop that they put into it with commercials and everything. It's pretty brutal. So yeah, Shannon is getting some shine off of this too.
Yeah, and so his gimmick is that he's there selling a Christmas Story leg lamp, and he's telling his story, and he's like, "I'm the Footman. Y'all can Google me. I'm a legend." And he's talking, and so he's like, the gimmick is, "I'm the Footman. Come buy this lamp from me, and you get to have part of my mystique."
Jesus Christ, what a fucking loser.
Yeah, like he is so excited. Like he genuinely seems to think that this is just like the first step on his new life of stardom.
Yeah. Again, it was like there was no interesting thing about you. It wasn't you, man. It was just the fact that you flipped a coin and then you like the only reason that people cared about you was because you were such a fucking asshole and so unreasonable that like it made the local news. It wasn't that you're interesting. It's that you specifically suck. Like that's the only reason why anybody like your story ever got a click is because you suck.
No, this is the moment when it finally comes crashing down for him. They got it on camera. It's so good. So the punchline to this is that the guy who bought the lamp didn't know or care about Shannon at all. He's just a Christmas Story fan and he wants a leg lamp. And Shannon's all excited. He's like, "You want me to autograph that for you?" And the guy's just like, "Nope."
Yeah, fuck you. Jesus Christ.
And then he starts freaking out because, like, go figure, Mr. Pretty Smart here didn't realize that reality TV isn't actually real. And he's, like, getting up in the producer's face, like, "Y'all are trying to make me look like I'm a dumbass."
Yeah, man. Fuck this.
He literally storms off.
Oh, God.
He spits on the producer, like, "I'm done with all this leg bullshit. What the fuck happened to reality? It's supposed to be a reality show." And he's, like, in tears.
Oh, wow. He looks so bad. Man, that severed leg has more life in it than his face does. Jesus Christ, dude. I've never seen a human face that color. Like, he looks like cadaver flesh. Jesus Christ.
He does the same color as the foot here. As somebody who struggles with embarrassing temper tantrums like this, it couldn't happen to a nicer person. You are allowed to laugh at this.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
God, and of course, and his wife is there with him, and she's just like looking so embarrassed and trying to like distance herself from him and calm him down at the same time. It is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, honey, sweetheart, darling, you can do better. Save yourself.
Yeah, so he does eventually cool down and agree to be a good sport and film his closing scene. But again, I'm not surprised he wasn't on anything else because, like, if you're difficult to work with, you hog the spotlight and you'll hijack the entire production if you don't get what you want. Why would people invite you back on stuff?
Yeah, man, I'm nice as fuck and people don't invite me back. You know, like I'm super chill on every production that as far as I'm aware, every production that I've been on.
You do the catering too. It's really neat.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Those are really good macaroons.
I bring my own smoker, you know? And like, it's crazy, you know? There's so many guys that think that they're a Rick, but they're actually, Morty's
Jerry.
dad, whatever his name is. There's just a lot of losers out there.
God, yeah, and it's worth underlining that, this is just a supreme act of self-ownage because Shannon so desperately wants to be famous, and he only really succeeds in getting John famous.
That's
because,
great.
yeah, like John is a likable guy, and when people see him, and he's like funny and personable, he's cracking jokes, like he has some good jokes about losing his foot and stuff. Like people want to help him because they want to. He's nice. Shannon just pushes people away, even though he desperately wants it. Is always like trying to convince people that he's cool and funny and good.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what I'm getting from all of this is that, it's a charming man can actually knows when to hold him, knows when to fold him, and knows when to get the fuck out of the way. Not a good look for him at all.
Yeah, and also, like, weirdly, this is kind of a story about, like, the healing power of Nemesis and the motivation builder of spite. Like, one of the quotes that his family has, they go, on some level, I'd like to thank Shannon for being the douche that he is because he acted as a catalyst to John getting his life together. That's what happened.
Imagine being such a dickhead that you actually make somebody improve themselves. That's rough. I need that in my life.
God, yeah. Yeah, and I guess so. Back to John. Yeah, Katie mounted his foot bones and cast them in acrylic, and yeah, he has a little transparent model of his leg with the bones suspended in it.
Yeah, I remember that, and it looks nice.
Yeah, it does look quite good. According to him, now it's a 40-pound door stopper because it's that part of his life is kind of over now. So once he's through all this, he's like, I don't really need the leg. Like, living my life is the best memorial I can do for my father. Like, just, again, really good growth. Like, it's cool that he did all this and then was like, I don't need the leg. The leg was inside me all the time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I got this other perfectly good one right over here. Yeah. I mean, like, it is still a hell of an oddity. You know, he's going to be passing that fucker down to his kids.
Yeah, if anyone ever breaks into his house, he's going to be on the news again for an even cooler story.
Yeah. He'll be kicking himself. But yeah, I'm glad that it worked out for him. He got clean and Jesus. Wow. Oh man. Then Jay just pulls up this shot of Shannon Whizbang just eating a beef sandwich with his wife who looks so dejected. And there's a crutch in the background, which is kind of funny. And they're just at this like very suburban, like boring ass house that's just got like a whole bunch of condiments and then pictures of their gross looking kids. And it's like it's the suburban house that you've seen 10,000 times. And he's just kind of looking down at his fucking beef witch in his giant shirt. And he's drinking out of a plastic cup at a non-party situation. Drinking out of a plastic cup is like the most suburban white trash fucking thing.
He has a red Solo cup, a like soda cup with a lid and straw, and 2 water bottles. Like,
damn.
Did he eat a sponge for lunch or something? Jesus.
His dude stays hydrated. But yeah, then the caption for it is just, we talk about divorce a lot lately. Boy. That's rough.
God, yeah. And so the documentary, this is where it starts wrapping up. The funny thing about Shannon is I'm glad you noticed the crutch back there because according to this, Shannon actually broke his left leg, the leg that has the leg curse on it, a couple months ago. And then he tried to walk on it too soon and re-broke it. According to him, it might have to be amputated.
No fucking way. Oh my God, he got his own. Dude, we have to get John to steal it from him.
We'll see. Yeah. So, although his thing is that he thinks this is a curse from the grill, and when the documentary ends, he says he's going to throw it into the ocean because he thinks that will get rid of the curse. But what happened was, according to the news article, the grill washed back up on shore, so it's just still at his house now.
The grill came back. Like famously, the way to get rid of a curse is to just huck it in the ocean.
You gotta give it to someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I do with all my amulets. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, that's you gave me that box that I can't open. It sucks. I haven't found anybody to take it from me yet.
Yeah. You have to turn the crank on the side and the monkey comes out.
Another thing is that when the movie was premiering, Shannon had these health issues meant that he couldn't go to the screening. So he didn't even get to enjoy the fame of the movie as much as he could have because he had to stay home with his broken leg.
That's great. Good. Fuck him.
And John had a great time with him. He had this really good bit he did where in the documentary, he keeps the leg in a Gatorade bag. So he brought the Gatorade bag to them with a Spirit Halloween severed foot in it and was just sort of doing goofs. And he's having so much fun. Look
at the joy in that man's eyes. He's having so much fun with his severed foot. Oh, God. If only, man. I should cut something off of me.
Yeah, and then also John got married, again, with this weird parallelism going on. One guy's marriage is ending, the other guy's getting married. One guy got his foot, one guy's losing his foot. Just, you could not write a better story. I see why they were like, we got to make a documentary out of this.
I gotta be real, man. John, that looks like an age gap relationship, or his wife has just aged phenomenally well, because he's got a pretty fine fucking wife there. I don't know. Maybe she just found him as captivating as the rest of us did. Mazel tov. Happy for him.
Yeah, I think this is a flattering photo. Like she looks kind of like she has like a soccer mom look to her. She has like the straightened hair and the tight jeans and everything. So
I'm not complaining.
Oh, me neither. Yeah,
not that I'm dating. Anyways.
And after the documentary ended, he got a new job. He works at a recycling center in Transylvania County, North Carolina. Which, yes, there is a Transylvania County in North Carolina.
Oh, man. What a button. What a twist. Transylvania. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. It's like Governor Frankenstein. Jesus. And look at him. He's standing there with his little high vis on. He's standing he's got the one leg and the one robo leg. Working at the landfill keeps me humble. Buddy, you don't need to be humble. You're great.
Hi, there's him with a bunch of refrigerators waiting to be recycled.
Fuck. Now, I mean, like, I'm not saying that his wife is just there for his money. I hope that's not what people took away. Is I'm looking at a picture of a handsome older man with some strong, beautiful arms. So yeah, there's something to love in this guy. He's charismatic. He's got some stories to tell. Strong arms. God.
And also, he's been sober. He achieved sobriety.
He's sober?
He has support and everything now. So at least when I was able to find, the drug addiction is a problem of the past. And so for Shannon, the documentary ended in 2015. Shannon ended the following year in 2016. I have a quote from an article here. Wisnot posted this on his Twitter account prior to Wednesday's incident. Quote, "I've been getting bank stuff ready for my presidential campaign, the Pissed Off People's Party 2016. Together we will hang the cocaine cartel in D.C. Donate." Yep.
Good luck with that. I don't think that they'll let you put the word piss on a ballot. I've tried. But... yeah. So, how did that work out?
Also, we're putting out his Twitter account is FootmanNC. At this point, it has been over a decade since he first got the foot, and he is still the Footman.
Jesus Christ, dude. It's so funny how many times we've covered this exact thing of, as we said earlier, the fly on Mike Pence's head, or like the alligator that was in the Chicago swamp or whatever. Even people that were like, I made the original Harambe account. It's just crazy. You have to walk away. You have to let it go. I acknowledge the rat hole because it was a thing that happened to me. I do not talk about being the rat hole guy. That's bizarre. You know? Like, come on. Let it go. You contain multitudes.
God, yeah. So Jesus. For the incident, would you like to read this article excerpt?
According to the Carteret County Sheriff's Office, 40-year-old Shannon Allen Wisnant of Stacy was armed with a handgun when he circled the parking lot of the Wells Fargo in the Sea Level community shortly before 9 a.m. Wednesday. Wisnant, while holding the gun in his hand, then pulled the bank doors to try to go inside, say deputies. The bank was closed at the time, and an employee called 911, while another employee triggered the silent alarm, according to the investigators. Deputies say they arrested Wisnant at the scene and seized a .38 caliber revolver. The suspect had been charged with going armed to the terror of the public. He was placed in the Carteret, I don't know if that's Carteret or Carteret, County Jail under a $2,500 bond. Wisnant was later released to the Carteret General Hospital for unspecified medical reasons, say investigators. His court date is scheduled for March 6th. So yeah, he's clearly going through some shit. I don't think he was trying to rob the place. I don't think you would show up with the gun to rob the place. Like, you wouldn't reveal it going in. But yeah, that seems like it makes sense. I do love the charge of going armed to the terror of the public. Just a good way of phrasing it, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a really cool Latin phrase.
Yes, I bet it would. Yeah.
Cool. And just to underline what a cosmic goofus and gallant strip this is, John won the lottery the same day he was arrested. That Shannon was arrested.
Yes. That's great. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was enough to say, hey, nice one. I can see what you're doing here, Mr. Wood said, looking skyward. Like somebody above is really having fun with this story. That's fucking crazy, dude. Oh my God.
Okay, and so I did find up Shannon's Twitter account here, or the description. Google, man finds foot in smoker. I was in a hashtag film called Finders Keepers. We'll do parties as I'm the life of the party. PM for prices. I do hashtag blue, hashtag comedy. And he has 2,273 followers.
Yep, and both of his pictures are like these dog shit selfies that he took in bathrooms. He looks extremely divorced.
Yeah, and his most recent post is November.
Oh, wow. November 2016. This is Shannon Wisnant, wife. He passed away November 11th around 9 p.m., give or take. Autopsy is being preformed. I will keep everyone informed. So Shannon's dead.
Yeah, he died like right after the documentary came out, basically. He didn't even get to enjoy the fame from the documentary that much.
Jesus Christ. So how did his presidential run go? Did he win?
He died in November 11th, so at least he lived long enough to see that he lost, I guess.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, that's a good button on it.
No, the real button, I dug up his grave. His grave, he's listed as Shannon Allen Foot Wisnant.
Oh my, he took it to the grave.
Yes, literally took it to the grave with him.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and his beard has gotten bigger in every single scene.
God, yeah. I mean, like, he was breathing like a pug at every scene he was in. I'm not surprised that he didn't make it past his early 40s. Like,
breathing like a pug. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I bet it was all those beef sandwiches he was eating. Yeah, that's a guy that got what he wanted, you know. He got a little bit of fame and it killed him.
Yeah, and his wife never came back to post the official cause of death, and I couldn't find any articles, but considering that he would, like, the date, like, that he had made a post that same day thanking someone for following him, so I think he probably had, like, a heart attack or stroke or something, just unexpected, and it just sort of took him out.
Yep, he just dropped dead. DFO, as they say, or no, DFO, done fell over. Yeah, this guy just dropped dead. Yeah. Yeah,
and just, you know, so that's it. Like, thankfully, I mean, in a weird way, I feel like if he had kept living and tried to keep getting into politics, he might have wound up being like a Byron low-tax looper situation. So, you know, maybe it's for the best that this just petered out before it could keep escalating.
Yeah, he would eventually become Governor Foote, for sure.
Tried to secede and form the free nation of Footopia.
Well, he would try to secede, but he would move to Louisiana to do it because it's shaped like a little foot.
No, that's what you got to do is it's like Dracula. You got to spread the body parts to each part of Captain Meemaw. You got to have the foot down in Louisiana.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, bud. Dude sucks. Other dude's great.
Yep.
Bummer about the plane crash. That's the story.
With Shannon in the ground and John doing great with his leg back.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So who's this section? What a great story.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ. Okay. What do you got for me?
I guess, like, for me, like, one thing that I kind of thought about looking back on this is, like, if I feel like that if this happened now or recently, it would be framed as, like, a look what social media is doing to people type story. I think it's kind of good to be reminded that, no, people are kind of always like this. Like, it's changed it and made it a little more visible, but no, like, there's always been, like, people selling shit. There's always been people who want to try and get famous. And, you know, even in television, like, it was normalized by the time we were born. But, yeah, like, when that first came, like, that's kind of a thing we're always reckoning with, is how these knock-on effects of our technology and how they sort of amplify our worst impulses.
Yeah. I mean, he was on Jerry Springer when Jerry Springer was already a thing. So this is like already a whole world for him.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So he's been this kind of dickhead this entire time. Well, damn. We have some recs at the end of all of this, and we'll share those. But before we do, we want to remind you we have a Patreon. $1 a month will get you everything. All of our special episodes, including some stuff that you don't even have to listen to me on because they're just Jay. But we do have a bunch of stuff there. It's just $1 a month. All that money goes to Jay and Steve. If you want to support me, winslowdomain.com has everything I make, including the Enemy of the Pod bumper sticker for the podcast that you're listening to right now. You can also check out all my stuff. My whole website's different now. I completely did a big page one rewrite on it. And then you can find me on Twitter at Winslow Domain and Instagram at Calculations. And I hope that you come out to a show if you can, or at least say hi somewhere. We'd love to hear from you. And Jay, where can they find you?
My link tree is in the show notes. All
right, cool. Well, I got something, but what do you have?
Yeah, my recommendation is another documentary. I want to recommend the documentary Marwin Call. It's another really good documentary about somebody dealing with like a traumatic incident in their life. It's about this cross-dresser who is the victim of a hate crime, and it gives him brain damage. So the way that he tries to heal is with art therapy, where he like takes these cheap G.I. Joe's type action figures and makes these very sincere dioramas with them, and he like painstakingly photographs them on a camera that doesn't have a light sensor, so he has to like develop them, and then if they don't turn out right, go back and change the settings. And it's about like just like it's an outsider art story. It's about somebody making something like really unique and odd, and people kind of discovering it and appreciating it, and him sort of like finding a new place in the world after his entire life is destroyed. It's fantastic. The final scene made me cry like a baby.
Man, that looks really interesting. Yeah, it's a guy playing with some pretty, I don't know. I think those are pretty highly detailed figurines, I guess.
Well, that is a really neat part about it, too, is he does a lot of work on this. Like one of the sort of iconic scenes from the movie is he wants the wheels on their toy Jeeps to be worn down. So he like goes on walks where he's dragging the Jeep behind him on a rope to just wear the wheels down on the pavement. Like, it is fascinating seeing how much work this guy puts into his art.
Yeah, I bet. I always like to learn about the extra steps that people take to make their work seem real.
Yeah. But I do need to warn people. There is another movie. This was a documentary. There was a feature film adaptation of it. And when I was reading this, there was talk of John and Shannon selling the rights for their feud. And I'm so glad it didn't happen, because the feature film version of this is called Welcome to Marwin. And the gimmick is they use motion capture to have Steve Carell actually be the little doll. And they have action scenes where he's running around shooting Nazis and like saving women. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing here? This sucks.
Yeah, this is really bad. I don't like this at all.
You can't put this hero in a box in a story about a cross-dresser being a victim of a hate crime.
Yeah. Hollywood handling everything with tact and aplomb as they tend. I would say if you want to watch a good movie, set aside some time if you have not already seen RRR. Holy fuck.
Fuck yeah, I love that movie.
Good Lord, man. RRR, Rise, Roar, Revolt. You can find it on Netflix. You can torrent it. You can do whatever. You got to watch it. It's 3 hours. It's Bollywood. Yes. If you can get over the fact that it's subtitled, watch it with the original language, right? Don't fuck around with some sort of English dub of it. Just watch it in its original language. It's one of the few movies that gave me the feeling that I felt when I first saw like Fury Road, which was like, I didn't know that movies could be like this. Like the scale of everything, the joy, the anger, the crazy choreography of the violence and the fight scenes is just so beautiful and heroic. It's like this really emotional story, and like the guy this one doesn't reveal too much, but the guy that made it, or the guy, but like one of the things about the movie, I should say, is that they take the time to acknowledge the heroes of the liberation of India from colonial rule, where they don't just highlight the pacifists, they highlight like, well, these are also the people that like killed a lot of British people. These are the people that like assassinated and murdered British people because fuck them.
It's so good too, yeah, because the villains are all white people, and it's very fun to see like them be like the sneering, like deliciously evil villains, the way that we usually caricature other races, like not Americans do. I mean, it's really fun to just see like, shoes on the other foot, fuck Britain, and I think like Ray Stevenson is the actor of like the main dude or something. It's so good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's just the juxtaposition of like these shockingly beautifully arranged scenes where they go from like the cool tone of a torture chamber into the warm light of candles in like this really beautiful like transition so smooth you don't even notice, and where you're seeing like these crazy bombastic depictions of like macho fucking machismo violence and action hero stuff, also juxtaposed with like the most joyful dance scenes you've ever seen, and love and yearning, and it's just a really beautiful movie. RRR, you gotta see it. It's really good.
Seconded, much as I can, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for us. We appreciate you for listening. Please tell your friends about us, and we'll be back next week with even more. Take care. I'm From the Internet is created by jaybrandstetter and Winslow Domain. Edited by Steve Brown. Music by Steve Is Broke.